were often tipped with metal or barbs. Its use was finally abolished by the New York State Legislature in 1848. In addition, while Linz was warden, inmates were expected to refrain from making noise, which included taking with the advent of the electric chair in 1891. Sing Sing became notorious for its executions, although the electronic chair was developed at neighboring Auburn. Almost all executions within the state were carried out at Sing Sing until 1963. The infamous death chair was later moved to Green Haven Prison. Sing Sing was also the site of reforms that affected the national penal system. Reformer Thomas Mott Osborne, who developed his penology theories while voluntarily incarcerated for a year at Auburn, served as Sing Sing prison warden in 1914 to 15 and 1916. But his immediate sweeping changes were assailed and he resigned under intense political pressure. During his tenure, however, the first psychological work with inmates began. More reforms were instituted under Lewis Edward Lawes, who served as warden under Lewis Edward Lawes, who served as warden from 1920 to 1941. He notably improved the living conditions within the prison and allowed inmates to participate in sport. So, Thomas Mott Osborne, who developed penology theories, and more reforms were instituted under Lewis Edwards Lawes, who served as warden from 1920 to 1941. Osborne Thomas Mott. In 1901, the residents of Sing Sing village changed its name to Ossining. In 1970, the state renamed as the Prison Ossining Correction Facility. Osborne Thomas Mott Osborne, warden 1945, and the Sing Sing Prison, Library of Congress, Washington, D.C., LCDIG, Gigi Bain, 1793-7. Sing Sing Prison, a cell at Sing Sing Prison, Ossining, New York, Library Congress, Washington, D.C., LCDIG, Gigi Bain, 1794-3. In 1901, the residents of Sing Sing village changed its name to Ossining. They wanted to distance, if not deassociate, the town from the notorious prison. For that, this same reason, in 1970, the state renamed the prison Ossining to Ossining Correctional Facility. The change did not take, however. Local merchants got the previous name restored in 1983, thinking the cachet of Sing Sing. By then, the prison was part of American popular culture, frequently appearing in movies, TV shows, and books would translate into tourism. This notorious prison hosts a number of violent criminals, nearly a third of whom served time for murder. Julius and Ethel Rosenberg, well-known inmates who were sent to the electric chair, and Charles Lucky Luciano. Sing Sing Correctional Facility is a maximum security prison operated by the New York State Department of Corrections and Community Supervision in Ossining, New York. 1,700 incarcerated people and is located about 30 miles north of New York City on the bank of the Hudson River. Some of Sing Sing Correctional Facility Sing Sing name comes from the Indian phrase Sin Sing. It means stone on stone.